Hello and welcome back to the Pokémon Lab. Today we're taking on the last of the 3 legendary bird Pokemon, Articuno. This one was interesting. I'd probably say that a lot, but yeah, these runs they're really up in the air. Sometimes I feel like they're gonna go a certain way. They're gonna be good, they're bad, you know, whatever preconceived notions I have going into it. I'm here to tell you, they stay surprising me. It's crazy, and this one is no exception. So we can just go ahead and get into it, start with the rules, and then let you guys see what I'm talking about. So rule number 1, I'm only using the target Pokemon, so only Articuno the whole run. It's pretty self-explanatory at this point. Rule number 2, no random encounters or optional trainers. I'm doing this to keep you consistent with stat experience and then eventually IVs when I get into the later games. Trying to do it as scientific as possible, so this removes as many variables, just keeps it consistent throughout. Rule number 3, I've hacked in max repels, max elixirs, full restores, rare candies, and master balls just to streamline the process. No Pokemon centers, no trying to catch a Pokemon for 20 minutes using Pokeballs, just easier. Rule number 4, if I lose, I use a rare candy, level 1 time, try the fight again. Unless I feel like I can make it work, I'll try it without. Rule number 5, no bicycle, just walking everywhere, keep it consistent, again, trying to reduce variables. Rule number 6, the only items that I'm allowed to pick up are TMs. So with rules quickly getting out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and get started with this run. So yeah, Articuno starts off with Ice Beam, which is crazy strong. That would be like Zapdos starting off with Thunderbolt instead of Thunder Shock. Obviously, there's really no other ice move for Articuno to know. There's only Ice Beam and Blizzard, which I guarantee they're not going to give you Blizzard right off the bat, so Ice Beam it is. And while I was talking, we've already beat Brock because Ice Beam slaps. It's 95 base power. It's a really strong move, especially when you've got an Ice-type Pokemon in Articuno. And Articuno has 125 special, which is pretty dang good, so it makes quick work of first rival, it makes quick work of Brock, quick work of the second rival. And now we're on to Misty. She can't really hurt us with anything. She's just got water moves. It's not that big a deal. And then the third rival fight on the SSN is same story. They don't really have anything to use against me. Articuno's a really, really strong Pokemon, especially in the early game, as evidenced. You get to Lieutenant Surge. He would theoretically pose the first kind of challenge because Articuno is still part flying type. But he only gets one Thunderbolt off before he goes down, so it's pretty easy. Giovanni made a little mistake there with the save stating, but Giovanni's going to go down easy as well. Ice is super effective to ground and rock, so Giovanni doesn't stand a chance either. And we're moving on. This is like lightning round. Call it the Blizzard round because he's ice type, but we're moving through this. Erica, super effective to grass type, so Erica goes down. Now we're at the Pokemon Tower. Pidgeotto down. I have Bubble Beam, but I used Bubble Beam on Growlithe earlier and it didn't do enough damage, which is crazy. You'd think Ice Beam would be not as strong, but it's just such a powerful move plus the stab that it just makes more sense to use Ice Beam. Koga, I was kind of curious to see if Koga would present a problem. But nope, not really. None of his Pokemon really have any good special, and then the Weezing just self-destructs, so they didn't do enough damage to me to bring me down there. Now we're at the 5th rival fight in Silphco. Here's where I tried the Bubble Beam right there. Just doesn't do enough damage, oddly enough. But the Ice Beam would have done it. I'm not sure why I flew there instead of just Ice Beaming again. Maybe I was trying to save my power points for later. I don't know. Really didn't. There wasn't a need to, really. I started to get worried right here because I was like hitting that paralyze and then he gets the potion and I was like, please just kill. But yeah, ended up working out just fine. We're moving on to Giovanni. Giovanni's not going to pose a threat in this run at all. He's super weak to ice. Nidoqueen goes down, and we're moving on to Sabrina. Again, pretty curious about how Sabrina was going to be, because obviously Venomoth is weak to ice, but the rest of them are pretty specially strong. So I figured if any team was going to resist Ice Beam, it would be Sabrina. And she does end up taking me down once, but I felt it was kind of bad luck, so I just ran it again without using the rare candy. And at this point, like, Articuno's going ham on everybody, so it kind of makes sense to not use a rare candy. Eventually you're going to get bad enough luck in one of these gym battles. We do Sabrina, and then we get to Blaine. I was also kind of worried about Blaine because fire is super effective to ice. But at the end of the day, Articuno just does enough damage, does decent enough damage that they don't really have time to use anything. And then for whatever reason, Arcanine could have fire blasted me there, and that would have taken me out, but he just didn't. So whatever, I'll take it. Then Giovanni. And now by this point, we're only 8 minutes into this video, and Articuno's just one-shot everything. I mean, it's Mewtwo levels of good, which is just crazy. I really wasn't expecting Articuno to do this well. I figured that Zapdos was gonna be the one, right? He's the one, because he did really well. Obviously he struggled against the ground and rock type right at the beginning, and then at the end here, and then Articuno's not gonna have that problem because Articuno's ice, which is super effective. But surely something would pose a threat to Articuno here. We get the loss to the rival, we got the loss to Sabrina, but they weren't necessarily like super huge losses, you know? And then I retry without using a rare candy, I just make it through. So and then once we make it through Rival 6, Lorelei. I cannot begin to explain to you the physical whiplash that I received, so bad that my neck still hurts. You're thinking, we're 9 minutes into this video, and Articuno is about to be at the Elite Four. He's gonna beat Mewtwo. And he probably would have if it wasn't for Lorelei. Leave it to Lorelei to stop her own type from beating Supreme. She says, nah, if I can't do it, neither will you, and proceeds to just absolutely wall Articuno. And yeah, you saw that right. The rare candy just showed up. Articuno hasn't needed a rare candy the entire run. But Lorelei, she's not playing games. She's here specifically to prove that she deserves to be on the Elite Four. And look at her go. Clapping cheeks, making Articuno her bitch over and over and over again. It's pretty crazy. I'm at the point where I'm about to start calling Lorelei the Great Filter. She just stomps so many Pokemon into the dirt. It's crazy. I mean, it really just comes down to the fact that she's got so many bulky Pokemon on her team, and Lapras is pretty strong, considering Lapras has really good special and Blizzard. Like, Dugong is kind of a pain, but Cloyster and Slowbro both have really, really high defenses, so they take quite a while to get out, which gives them ample time to whittle you down, and then Jinx and Lapras can finish most Pokemon off by the time they reach that point. Articuno, level 72 after 29 rare candies, finally makes it through Lorelei to Bruno. And as you can expect, being 20 levels higher than the rest of the Elite Four, Articuno just goes back to sweeping. Bruno's done. Agatha, again, I mean, I'm like 20-ish levels higher, so there's really nothing they can do, you know, when you're 17 levels on them. And Articuno has good special, so she beats them out on their special moves, comes back to just destroy. So we're moving on to Lance. Obviously, Lance is not going to be a problem for Articuno. Lance wouldn't be a problem for Articuno if Articuno had come in at low level. Even, you know, say Articuno's level 50. When she reaches Lance, I doubt Articuno would have a problem with him. But at level 73, yeah, you know it's really not going to be a problem. So we make it to the champion. Let's see if Articuno's going to need another rare candy to bring it to 30, or if he'll just eke it out with only 29. So here we go. Pidgeot Ice Beam's going to take it down. Alakazam got good special enough, and he sets the Reflect up, which would be a problem if Articuno was ever going to use a physical move. Ice Beam. Ice Beam. Executor's weak to it. Blastoise. He doesn't really have any moves to hurt. You see how little damage Bite's doing, and that's pretty much the best it's got for Articuno. So yeah, that's it. Lorelei being the only trainer that Articuno struggled with in the entire game. And yet he struggled so hard against Lorelei that she gets put at rank 8 at the end of it. Not quite as bad as Moltres, but still really, really bad. Also to note, I redid Venusaur's run with no distractions and got a 313. So time wasn't super bad of an outlier, but it's a little bit better now. And also, I changed the way that I do the scoring. So I actually I gave each Pokemon a score weighted. Level and rare candies are both at a 0.4 weight, and then the time is at a 0.2 weight. So that changed the ranking a little bit. Venusaur being above Mew now because Venusaur had less rare candies and not too much of an extra time. So now Venusaur is 3 instead of 4. Mew gets dropped down, but the rest of them basically just about stayed the same. And then Articuno goes down at the very bottom because Articuno did not do very well. Really didn't do a good job when all is said and done. It's crazy because she came in just as fast as Zapdos, and still just the level highest level, the highest level that any Pokemon's been so far. And then 29 rare candies was also abysmal. So even having the second lowest time overall, or third lowest time overall, after Mewtwo, Mew, and Zapdos, it's not enough to count. And Moltres gets put at rank 8. So yeah, that's the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. If you liked it, leave a comment. Let me know which Pokemon you'd want me to do next. It's going to get pretty random after this, I think. I'm just going to start doing Pokemon that I want to do. And the next few are going to be the fossils. So I'm going to do Aerodactyl, Omastar, and Kabutops. Those are the next 3. I've got those recorded. I just need to edit them down and add all the stuff to them. So that'll be the next ones. And then after that, I don't know. Snorlax, the evolutions, who knows? So if you want a specific Pokemon to get put on this list to see how they do, make sure leave a comment. Let me know which one you want, and I'll do my best. So yeah, with that, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.